The 2023 Toyota Sequoia is officially arriving at dealerships this month. I recently read on some dealerships website that they have Toyota Sequoias, the new 2023 Sequoias, available for test drives. Do you think the new Sequoias will beat out the Ford Expedition, GMC Yukon, or the Chevy Tahoe? Well, right now they're nowhere near the sales amount as those other car brands, but with its recent new car design and new engine, it may be reaching that point in a few years where they can probably beat one of these American brands in the full size SUV segment. So in today's video, we're just going to look at the official build site because the build site is now live on Toyota, and we're just going to talk about their new powertrain, this new 3.5 twin turbo V6 hybrid that is standard on every trim, is the only engine option that you can get on the Sequoia. We're also going to talk about deliveries and people actually getting orders. It just seems like every single car has supply chain issues that even if you're looking for this or a Maverick, you're going to probably have to be waiting maybe a year or so or some amount of months in order to receive your vehicle. So if you all don't mind, subscribe to this video, to this channel. A lot of you all watch this channel but are not subscribed. So if you appreciate the value in the content, please subscribe. All right, so I'm on Toyota's website and they just released this article on the 10th of October yesterday, and they're just talking about their new Sequoia and just talking about the benefits, and it just got me wondering, you know, what is new exactly about the Toyota Sequoia? I really do like their new design. Like, I like boxy looking SUVs and trucks. I dislike crossovers and just like the roundness of some SUVs and trucks, and I like the redesign that Toyota put into the Sequoia. Right here, this was another dealership that I found that, hey, you know, you can purchase the latest 2023 Sequoia at Colonial Toyota. So if you all are around to Colonial Toyota in Connecticut, in Milford, Connecticut, you know, you can test drive one. I don't know how much they're marking up a vehicle like this, but I've been seeing more and more articles of them arriving at dealerships. And right here we have the build list. And so they have their 5 trim levels, the SR5, the Limited Platinum, TRD Pro, and the Capstone. And of course, the TRD Pro is more of an off-road, more rugged trim level with nice beefy tires and just, you know, more for outdoorsy. And the Capstone is their most luxurious trim, you know, good seats, the latest technologies and other things like that. And so you could see the miles per gallon is a little bit lower on the TRD Pro, maybe because of the beefier tires and everything like that. But for example, let's just build one. Let's just build a basic version of SR5 because these other versions might be hard to get. But I like the limited look nice and everything. But it's crazy to jump from the SR5 to the limited. It's almost $6,000. Right? And then you have another almost $6,000 and then another almost $6,000. I guess the jump is always $6,000, but let's just select the SR5 and just see what they offer. Okay, so let's just go to next step. And then right here, this is where they talk about their iForce Max hybrid. So you can get with 4x2, 4x4. If I would get an SUV of this size, it has to be a 4x4. Just for, you know, my thing. And I think when you add a 4x4, you see it adds around $3,000. So $61,300, and then if it's 4x2, it's $58,700 to $61,300. All right, so that's approximately $3,000 more. All right, so let's go to the next step. Let's just pick a basic color. We'll just keep it in black. Next step. And then you just have all these other things. Something interesting they have are the TRD Pro package. Let's just put the off-road, so I made it a little bit beefier. Okay, next step. Accessories, Don't really need that for right now. But let's just put all-weather floor liner. And then, yeah, that's essentially it. So it makes it super simple to order. So we started at 58 and we're at 65K, right? And then plus other fees, this is going to be a $70,000 truck. And this is their bigger version. This is their full-size SUV. You know, it's a grade above the 4Runner, so you can expect that. The other thing I want to highlight is just, this was a great article by Top Electric SUV where they were talking about the Sequoia 2023 one, and yeah, just pricing it at where they start at 58.3, starting to arrive at US dealers October 2020. And they talk about the new engine that is supposed to provide 47% more fuel economy in the two-wheel drive, and then 43% more fuel economy on the four-wheel drive. So as you can see, it's 22 miles per gallon for two-wheel, 20 miles per gallon for four-wheel. And you know, Toyota used to have their V8s. It seems like they're phasing out all their V8s for all their trims level, for all their models and everything like that. But yeah, let's look at some of the photos. The photos just look nice. Look at that. And it's only offered in their hybrid version, because they do have the 3.5 twin turbo V6 and a non-hybrid version for the new Tundra. But for the Sequoia, they're only offering it in the hybrid. So that's something to consider. But yeah, and another thing, they have a body-on-frame chassis with a fully boxed frame, which is shared with the new Tundra. So hopefully this makes for better handling and suspension and just a smoother ride. What else? Look at this interior. It looks decent. This nice red, simple. And then you have a third row with this. So the thing about these trucks is that right here they highlighted something very interesting. It says the maximum cargo volume is much less than the outgoing model, right? It says the hybrid system battery pack mounted under the third row seat is probably responsible for the space reduction. So as you all can see, you can't really put these chairs inside the truck, right? And just have a completely flat surface. I think they do have a covering that you can put like right here so it can be flat, but it's not as low as it used to be. So that's something to consider. And so like they added a hybrid version and you lose some storage, but you get a faster car and more fuel efficiency. So, you know, you just weigh the pros and cons with everything like that. But yeah, here's the capstone in the red. To me, it looks really nice. I really like the styling that they did with the Toyota. Yeah, here's the inside of the capstone. They always have this white interior and these wood highlights all around it. And then we talked about the TRD packages. We talked about the TRD Sport you can get, the TRD Off-Road, and then of course they have their dedicated TRD Pro that you can get. Which is a beautiful truck, honestly. Here's some of the interior. It seems like it has like this mesh and then leather material. And then it seems like they only get the captain seating in the middle seat for the second row for the TRD Pros. But I think you can get it in the bench seat with other trim levels. But yeah, so with the iForce Max 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 hybrid, you get 437 horsepower and 583 pounds-feet of torque, which is great, right? So yeah, this battery pack added 48 horsepower and added 184 pounds-feet of torque. And it's on a 10-speed automatic. So here's the miles per gallon. 19 miles per gallon city, 22 highway, 20 combined. So you're looking at around 20 if you want a four-wheel drive one. And then they have the towing capacity information. So let's just say we're getting an SR5. We have around 9,100 for towing and then around 1,500 for payload. If you go all the way up, it kind of goes down to towing capacity and the payload capacity goes down. Other than that, yeah, just some more photos of it. Look at this. Looks really nice in this color. And then here are some prices, you all. So 58.3 for the 4x2, for the 4x4 is 61.3. And then it goes all the way up. The max that you can get is probably the capstone, which is 78,300 for the 4x4, which is extremely expensive. And so those are the prices. Now, something interesting in this article is that they had Sequoia cells. So in 2021, it had 8,000 cells in the US. Ford Expedition had 81, almost close to 82, and the Tahoe had 106. So the Sequoia is nowhere near the American brands for full-size SUVs, but I think that may change over time, and I think they're going to increase and be a better competitor at these. They didn't have the GMC Yukon, but I think it, of course, will be more than the Sequoia and less than Expedition and Tahoe. So yeah, that's what we have right now on the Sequoia. Some other things I want to mention is that people getting their Sequoia. So right here on a forum, this person just talked about how they ordered a SR5 with premium package and TRD off-road package. They got production date for the 11th, which is today, and delivery window between the 15th and 21st of this month. So I don't know when this person ordered it exactly, but they got all their information. They're paying MSRP, and they're probably going to pay more with other fees. But there are markups around other dealerships and other things like that. But here, this is something interesting because this person asked about getting on their limited list and was told that the lady who was number 7 on the list will likely get hers before the spring. So being 7 on the list, you'll have to wait a good 6-7 months to get yours. And so I don't, compared to like the Maverick, the Ford Maverick that I talked about, that's considered fast, right? But, this is the thing that people are doing these days to get these vehicles. Another thing I read on another Sequoia forum, or it was a Tundra forum, it says, check with a few dealerships to see if they had info pricing. Got this email back from one. This is what, so someone inquired a dealership about getting the 2023 Sequoias, and this is what they responded. At this time, we do not have exact pricing on each model. One of our longtime customers left a deposit for the capstone Sequoia for about $130,000. What? They will receive the first one we receive. We expect them to begin production late fall, early winter. Right? And we just saw that back here, the highest amount the Sequoias can go is $78,000. So someone is spending $50,000 over MSRP for a capstone. And maybe with all the fees, it may be closer to maybe $90,000, but that's still mad expensive. All right, let me know what you all think of the 2023 Toyota Sequoias. They are good looking vehicles. I think they will be a more of a competition for the American SUVs segment. And so let me know what you all think about the new hybrid engine that they're making or that they have standard on these full-size SUV. All right, make sure you all subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.